go. This should be fun. Let's dive in. 3, 2, 1. Boom. We live. What's going on, everybody? I am Josh Engleman, and this is going to be a fun one, I believe, because we are about to talk a little bit about Draft Wingman. This is our best ball / season-long drafting tool, and I love it. I unleashed it onto my wife yesterday. No, 2 days ago, Saturday. In fact, she had her season-long draft, so she used it flawlessly. We are going to do a live best ball draft, or at least that is the hope. I'm hoping that there are enough people that are trying to do a draft at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Monday so that we can test this out and run through the whole gambit of all of the features that exist and take it from start to finish. And who knows, maybe this draft will win $1 million in the long run. Who knows? It can happen. It can happen. So we've got some people trickling in right now. We're going to go through a little bit of the details. I'm going to show you everything that's in the tool. We'll talk a little bit. This isn't much of like an NFL strategy video. Let's be clear here. That's not my forte. I'm a data guy. I'm going to follow the data. And I believe that the Draft Wingman tool is the perfect way to do that. Constantly updating throughout the draft based on my choices. So it's going to direct me to grab the most value I could possibly find, or at least that's the plan. At least we'll see how much I ruin it. But just everything at a button click. You really can't beat it. And then we're going to dive in to an Underdog best ball draft. So shout out to Underdog for this one. But the star of this show, Draft Wingman for sure. So what we're going to do first is just browse to it. So I'm going to change up my screen here. Bop. Bang. So this is just the Awesemo fantasy football page. If you go directly to awesemo.com, we'll make it even easier. This is what you'll see when you browse to the website. What I'm going to do is go straight to Awesemo fantasy football at the top. Not all that complicated so far. And then I'm going to go to Draft Wingman in the dropdown. And this is everything you could possibly need for your fantasy draft. Whether you want to import your leagues from ESPN or Yahoo, you can do that via the buttons on the left-hand side. Or you can just simply choose a preset scoring system. And we got a bunch of them here. Whether that's Underdog, which is what we're going to be doing today, Yahoo, Best Ball, DK, FanDuel, ESPN. It's all here for you. Scoring is already loaded. Or you can just set up custom scoring on your own. But I will be selecting Underdog Fantasy. And that's basically it in terms of a setup. You can't really beat that. Automatically linked buttons. So if this is the person that I'm drafting based on the recommendations out of the gate, this is in order right now. One, straight across the top. I can click these buttons, or I could take it down to this table. And this is where I'm going to spend the large majority of my time. If I'm taking a player, I'm simply just clicking add to my team. That is about as self-explanatory as it's going to get. Izzy, rise and grind. I agree. Right behind me. This is feeling process showy, but it's 9 o'clock in the morning instead of 6:30 a.m. If someone is drafted that I am not taking, I just simply click this plus sign in terms of showing someone is drafted. It couldn't be more simple. We've got our overall player ranking. We've got the recommended draft position, which is what I like to basically, there it is. Look at that overlay popping up in Chris Karen working behind the scenes, dropping this bad boy in immediately. It looks great. Chris, thank you very much for that. So RDP, recommended draft position. Think of this like your power rankings before you're starting. The guidepost for your draft. Who you take will dictate sort of who you should take later on, but this will help guide you to let you know where this person really should have been drafted based on our information before we even got started. Name, team, position. Obviously, this is all just a very clear explanatory information. Here's where it gets good. Team fit. This is the column that we are going to be using to justify all of our draft rankings. This number will move throughout the draft based on who is already on your team. So let's say, for example, and this is obviously not it's not possible in theory, but it doesn't matter who these guys are. Let's say I took Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, and Derrick Henry with my first 3 picks. Watch the number for Alvin Kamara here. Boom. All the way down to 39.7. So prior to that third pick, it was saying like, okay, you can still take a running back and it is viable. However, by taking Derrick Henry, the value of Alvin Kamara largely goes away in this aspect. We should be prioritizing then tight ends, wide receivers, potentially a quarterback, but that's going to be a lot further down. It's reducing the value of the running back because we already have a few on the team. And this number is going to be constantly adjusting throughout the draft as I add more and more people to the team. And that's where it's huge because value is twofold. There's beating your ADP, which has always been sort of the goal of value, but there's also taking people when they fit your roster construction. And that is what Team Fit is going to do. Value to team, similar metric based on the guys that you have on your team, but Team Fit is going to be the driver. Team Fit is going to be driving the order of the recommended players. So the 5 people that you see across the screen right now are the order of the Team Fit rankings. Upside, a little bit of a bonus if these guys have some upside. Total points, fantasy points per game, that should be all self-explanatory. Bye week, self-explanatory. Current ADP at Underdog. So that will help me to know where I should sort of take my jumps. Because if I have 2 guys here that are, like let's say, what would be a good example? Let's look at 2 running backs next to each other. That could be helpful. All right, perfect. Like Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley. Let's say this is a little bit later in the draft. And I have these guys that basically the exact same team fit, separated by 4 points. I don't want to go too crazy with it. But let's say their ADP down the line was, I don't know, 80th for Taylor and 110 for Barkley. Well, I'm going to take Taylor first, thinking that I can get Barkley later, because I still want to try to play that ADP game. So you kind of want to make sure that you're looking at everything holistically. You don't want to just focus on one individual metric because you want to understand the context. You don't want to grab someone too early. So paying attention to ADP along with Team Fit while also keeping yourself calibrated to the RDP, knowing where we kind of wanted to take people in the long run. Those 3 pieces are going to be very important. Izzy, the question you're asking, and I'm going to pop that up on the screen because I can do that. First year doing fantasy football ever. Do I think this tool will make it easier for you? Absolutely 100% yes. This will make this tool, the Draft Wingman will make your job easier doing a draft. So there's not much else for me to add. So what we're going to try to do, I've loaded up our current best ball rankings, which exist on the website as well. Loaded those up into Underdog as my baseline. We're going to try to do a draft. I have no idea whatsoever if this draft is going to fill. So we might have to test out on the mock Wingman, which is basically the same tool. Only the other picks will get made automatically, whereas we won't have to wait for actual people to make these draft picks. This is going to be hard. I'm going to be running this draft, talking through the tool, and trying to make picks in 30 seconds. I think that I can do it, but we're about to find out if that's true. But I want to show you guys hands-on how this tool works. So what we're going to do is bounce that tool to the right. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so we have it docked to the side. I think I have the fit on the screen perfectly so that I can see everything that's here all the way to ADP, and I can see the color indicator for injury status. That should be about good enough that I can get everything on the screen for everybody. That's the best laid plans, at least. So let's open up Underdog to start. We're going to get into the $25 best ball, and we're going to hope that this fills relatively quickly while we're here. Not looking like a great start. So we've only got 1 spot filled other than mine. So I'm going to leave this draft and hop into the $5 draft and see if that's filling a little bit faster. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do the $5 draft instead. I wanted to do the 25. That wasn't going to happen fast enough. So we have to wait for 5 more spots to fill, and then it's about to get totally crazy. 4 more. Okay, so we're going to move pretty quickly here, I think. Smaller draft than I was hoping for, but this will help for the example. So, Izzy, you said, is this an add-on like Fantasy Cruncher for NBA? Yeah, sort of. I mean, we just have a full draft package. Promo code probably on the screen here somewhere. I know you can use the promo code WR, but it's going to be Draft Wingman, the mock Draft Wingman, rankings, tons of additional stuff. It's basically like a completely different package. All right, we got one more. We're good. We are good. This draft is about to start. We are fully filled. I'm going to do my best to do both of these things at the same time. All right, we're picking fourth. So that's, in my opinion, a pretty good spot. So let's dock these windows. I want to pull this one over just until I get to injury color. Perfect. All right. We have 37 seconds to go on an underdog draft using the Draft Wingman. It's going to be fun, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button, by the way, on this video. Subscribe to this channel, Awesemo Fantasy Football. I'm going to do a couple more of these, walking through some of our tools throughout this week and next week before we get started. But it helps us out a lot if you could hit that like button. And honestly, what I really need you guys to do, cross your fingers for me. This is going to move really, really quickly, and I'm hoping that I can keep up with it all. So my expectation here is that I end up with, I don't know who. We're about to find out, I guess. All right, so McCaffrey and Cook both went, as you can see on the top left-hand screen for Underdog. So I just cook McCaffrey. I click Cook. I'm going to hide drafted players, so this is constantly updating. My expectation is that we're about to end up with Travis Kelce, and I am more than okay with that because I am a Travis Kelce fan. I think this is going to work out pretty well. As long as this Razor 33 guy takes all 30 seconds every time, I'm going to be pretty happy because I'm going to need every bit of that time. This is going to, I'm guessing, automatically take Derrick Henry. And, ooh, Tyreek Hill. Okay, so didn't see that one coming. So now we have just been gifted Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is at the top of the team fit tool. He's third in ADP, third in recommended draft position. I'm not going to go any further. Sorry to Travis Kelce, but Derrick Henry is now my selection. So I'm going to take Derrick Henry. Instead of clicking in the drafted column, I'm going to select my team for Derrick Henry. And now you'll see Derrick Henry populates in the top in my team section. There goes Alvin Kamara next. Zeke now. There goes Travis Kelce. Crisp number 7. I'm trying to I don't know if I recognize any of these other names in here. I don't know if anybody watching is going to be one of these guys, but I'm going to slowly but surely move through this. Ooh, this coffee is good too. Yeah, this feels like a process show. We might have to do these regularly, which is fine by me considering how easily this tool makes things happen. So I don't have much to add as we're going right now. It's going to be more interesting once we get a little bit closer to my pick and we see how things are going. Davante Adams goes. Saquon Barkley goes. But you could just as you could very quickly. I think I accidentally just took Aaron Jones there, which isn't going to matter, but we'll get there eventually. Don't need to jump the gun. There he goes. But you can quickly bounce around per position. So if you know you're looking for a wide receiver, boom, you just quickly click on wide receiver and you have it. There goes Austin Eckler. You can search for players here. So, if we're trying to search for, I don't know, Josh Allen, you can just type Allen. That'll pop up really quickly. All of these columns are sortable. So if I want to sort by RDP, you just click the top of the column. Everything is dynamic. Got to grab Diggs. Got to grab Ridley. So right now, Jonathan Taylor is at the top of the heap. My personal strategies are as follows. I'm only taking 2 quarterbacks. I don't think anybody's going to be shocked by that. I am not listening to Hurricane, which I know just popped up on the screen. All right, we get Chubb in here. If I'm taking running backs early, then I'm not taking a lot of them. If I'm not taking them, then I'll probably go to more volume from a later perspective. And I'm looking to get like 7+ wide receivers. That's the plan here. Antonio Gibson goes. So we've got, all right, Steven, can we see the draft board at some point? You mean like who everybody took? Yeah, I'll happily pop that up. Since I'm picking 4th, once I do my double picks quickly, I can bring up the entire draft board so people can see it a little bit better. There goes Metcalf. Andrew, I like the Best Ball Top Stacks tool. It's a great tool, something that I'm certainly going to be using for these types of videos. And I'm going to highlight that specifically moving forward in a future video. For now, I wanted the hands-on view of what this tool looks like while it's being used. And then we can sort of try to make some plans in the future. So 2 more picks until I am up. There goes Hopkins. 1 more pick until I am up. Right now, it's saying Joe Mixon is at the top. I'm not entirely sure that's a direction I want to go. So I'm picking 21st. We have Derrick Henry, so there goes Mixon, which is perfect. So I'm on the clock. Darren Waller is the recommended pick. His ADP is 24, which is about where I'm at. We had him RDP at 20. He's at the top of the team fit tool. I'm perfectly fine with this. I'm a big Darren Waller guy. I think he's primed for a big year, so I'm going to go ahead and grab Darren Waller. That is my next pick. So Waller is in, and now Waller is on my team. So that's going to mute the interest a little bit in some other guys, but we keep it moving now. I like that pick. Derrick Henry, Darren Waller, first 2 picks out of the gate. Feeling good. I'm hoping to go wide out on my next pick, but we'll see where we end up. Dobbins goes. A.J. Brown goes. And this makes it really easy to just bounce in between positions. There goes Justin Jefferson. Because you can see the color highlight at the top. If I see this orange highlight, I'm just going straight to wide receiver, and I'm finding whoever was just taken. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I think that it's going to be recommending me to go to a running back again. I just don't know how comfortable I'm going to be with that. There goes Mahomes. I am back on the clock. Chris Carson is massively at the top of this list right now. And that scares me a bit, but 20 extra points of team fit. He's pretty clearly the RDP guy. ADP is pretty close at 32. So I'm going to take Chris Carson. I'm going to use the recommendation for this tool. So Chris Carson in. I'm probably a little unhappy with going running back, tight end, running back, but it's going to allow me to take a lot of big time flyers. The upside column is going to come into play big time when we get closer to the later rounds of this draft. There goes Terry McLaurin. There goes Allen Robinson. So while you're here, everybody, don't be afraid to let me know what you think of the picks so far. Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Darren Waller. I think a lot of these wide receivers look pretty similar, so I'm hoping that I can start picking them off now. There goes Kittle. And I'm going to keep this sorted by ADP right now, because I think that'll help me out with trying to find guys as they get drafted. But as you can see, this is a pretty smooth process. It's just quick button clicks. You don't have much else to worry about. You're just watching who's getting taken and moving forward. There goes Amari Cooper. So if we look quickly, in terms of ADP, trying to scoop somebody in the 20s and 30s will be the goal. There goes Woods. So what I'm really looking to do is take the highest team fit guy along with the lowest ADP. And the more I do that, I think the better off I'll be. Darrell Henderson goes. Cooper Kupp goes. And another thing that's interesting, we could touch on in a little bit. So I took... Okay. So obviously I took Darren Waller. You can see Derek Carr gets a green highlight here, since that would be, there's some synergy between those guys. So it'll help you to hit your stacks as well. There goes Mike Evans. Doing good so far, everybody. Fun show. And I assume that people are understanding how this tool is working. It's a smooth process, man. The ability to just have all of this information at a button press and updating on the fly. So just knowing that I could look at this and say like, oh, Chris Godwin, top of my list. It's that simple. There goes Julio. He's probably not going to make it to me, but I really wish that he would. But we're definitely going wide out here on this next pick. You can see just based on the team fit, it's just all wide receivers. So we're going to be going aggressive into the wide receiver pool right now, which will likely dictate quarterback decisions moving forward. All right, who are you taking now? Chris, there goes Godwin, which is kind of a bummer, but he was going to be gone before I picked either way. Montgomery. So basically, when it gets to my pick, I'm going to see that like the top of this is going to be like 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then I'm going to look at ADP and just think to myself, like, okay, like DJ Moore is most likely the guy there goes DJ Moore. So it's not DJ Moore anymore. But the way that I'm looking at it is just basically combining team fit with ADP and trying to get the best fit I can of the guys that I think are going to be gone by the time I make my next pick. There goes Deontay Johnson. So one more from Echo, and then we are up. Swift is gone. Highest team fit for me, it's mostly, it's pretty spread out, but I know that I want to go wide out. Although, technically speaking, Josh Allen is at the top of the list. I would also like to get Lamar if possible, but Josh Allen, I think, is the play. He's at the top of the best fit list. I like that ADP. So Josh Allen, come on down. Probably not my favorite move in the world, but I am a Josh Allen fan, so I'm happy to cheer for it at the very least. There's not a lot of synergy here for me yet, but that's okay. We'll get there when we get there. All right, so there goes T. Higgins. It's a lot of out. Some of these running backs are tumbling a bit. But as you can see, this is running smooth. No hiccups at all. And we're already through 4 full rounds. But we're going to start picking up wide receivers like it's our business. Yeah, so the lean right now is running backs, but I don't know if I can justify it. So where's Brandon Ayuk? And then we got Kyler. We've got Jerry Jeudy. So we're going to keep our eye on Cole Beasley down the line. Yeah, definitely going to look for Gabriel Davis or Sanders for sure. We got time on that one. All right, so Javonte Williams goes. Running back is the lean, but I think Shenault is close enough. DJ Chark is close enough. We've got a lot of running backs, but Thielen right here is looking like the guy for me. He's maybe a little bit too low. I think I'm probably going to go DJ Chark. I'm reaching a little bit here. I think he's our number 2 wide receiver based on team fit. But based on these ADPs, I think that I can get Shenault a little bit later too. So I'm happy to grab Chark, get in with a wide receiver. Then I'm going to Thielen. That's who just got drafted, which kind of bummed about. There goes Miles Sanders. Yeah, if I can grab Shenault as well, then I think we kind of know where we're going with our second quarterback, which would be fun. We get Gaskin here. And if anybody wants to see it, I think I could do this fast enough. That's everybody that's been taken. I know this is going to be not fast enough to look at, but there goes Pitts. Bob Base. So you'll draft synergy over best play. It's a balancing act, man. It's a balancing act. Ultimately, I want to try to get as much overlap in my lineups as possible by grabbing the best team fits at the most opportune times. Easier said than done. There goes Lamar. Odell Beckham might cut on a dime. So Beasley's already marked. Emmanuel Sanders is already marked. They could be guys that we look to take in a bit. Beasley would be way too early right now. There goes Sermon. So it's that easy to just quickly search for somebody. Josh Jacobs still being around right now is pretty wild. I mean, maybe not wild, but surprising. This will help, though. Ooh, Robbie Anderson. All right, so we've got Waller and Chark. There goes Jacobs finally. There goes Mark Andrews. Want to make sure I don't miss Chenault if I get the opportunity. There goes Galladay. Because if I get Chenault, then we know very quickly who our second quarterback is going to be. Antonio Brown goes. There goes Mike Davis. It's just clicking. I was really nervous about trying to do this draft live. And it's a lot easier at the beginning of a draft than it is at the end of the draft to try to keep both of these things together. But it's super simple right now to have both of these things going at the same time. And again, as I mentioned before, this is not this is what you should do in a draft. This is how do you use this tool? So Kareem Hunt goes. We're going to be up next. Chenault there at the top. There goes Etienne. So team fit is Chenault at the top. We've got a couple other options. I feel like I'm going a little too early on Chenault, but I actually want to keep this stacking alive. So I'm going to go to Chark and I'm going to go to Chenault. I'm a fan. Might have been around early, but I'm willing to take that. So now let's go ahead and get Trevor Lawrence into the queue, because that's certainly going to be a possibility moving forward. Williams, don't see your name. Ooh, now we're picking. Business is picking up. There goes Williams. There goes Hawk. Deebo Samuel. Dak Prescott. All right. So 2 more picks and then we are up. And I think I'm wide open to go any direction I want. There goes Boyd. 1 more pick. Herbert goes. Top of the team fit tool, Damian Harris. It's mostly running backs at the top. I'm going to look to Michael Thomas, who I think is close. I don't want another running back just yet. I'd like another wideout. Michael Thomas fits the bill for me. Probably a little early. I'm okay with it. So let's get another wideout on there, because we probably don't want to corner the market on Jacksonville wideouts. Best I can tell. Laffy's boy, Devontae Smith going. We need to grab Edmonds. If Damian Harris is there on my next run, I'm going to go there, but we'll see where we end up. There goes Juju. Let's add Cole Beasley to my queue. Let's add Emmanuel Sanders to the queue. Let's add Gabriel Davis to the queue. Ooh, okay. So there goes Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. There goes Sutton. So yeah, you guys should absolutely be signing up at Awesemo for this tool and for the rest of our fantasy football / best ball tools. Use the promo code WR, which I know will work. Get you a decent chunk of change off of this package. There goes Damian Harris. You get some credits to Underdog or FFPC. You get access to Draft Wingman and the mock draft Wingman, sleepers list, best ball top stacks. There's a ton here behind the paywall. So make sure you're getting it. All right, we go to Gallup. Mooney. The old Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen combo. This should go well. There goes Cooks. Yeah, this is working out really well. I'm happy. If you guys have any thoughts, feel free to pop them into chat. Bob, this is a $5 draft. I was going to try to do the 25, but it didn't look like it was going to fill fast enough for this stream. I took Derrick Henry with my first pick, Darren Waller second, Chris Carson third, then I got Josh Allen fourth. Didn't look like the $25 draft was going to fill fast enough for this video, so we went ahead and called an audible. See what I did there? It's a football draft. So we're queued up with Buffalo guys, which is good. There goes another running back with Mostert. And we'll see how this one ends up doing. I don't know. I don't mess around with this. We get into some NBA best ball drafts. I'm your guy. But if we also need to figure out how to use a tool, I am also your guy. All right, so we've got quite a bit of time before I need to pop Trevor Lawrence, I think. Waddle, or anybody else for that matter from this list. All right, so McCole Hardman, which means I am up, which means if we look at team fit, Melvin Gordon at the top of the list, Devontae Parker here. We can get some sub 100 ADPs. I think Devontae Parker is the guy that I'm looking for here. I want to grab another wideout. So got him. Last possible second. Third best team fit. Didn't want to go running back just yet, but we're slowly getting there. So we add Parker. So now we're up to Josh Allen at quarterback, Derrick Henry and Chris Carson at running backs, Chark, Shenault, Michael Thomas at wideout, Darren Waller plus Devontae Parker. Yeah, bye weeks are tracked here in the My Team section. It is there. Not something that I pay all that close attention to, though. Never have, really. All right, we got Higbee in. We got Michael Carter in. Jarvis Landry in. James Robinson in. All right, so we're going to be on the clock with 2 to go. Trevor Lawrence is ADP 128 per underdog right now, which means we're in the 97 spot. So I'm probably going to look to take Trevor Lawrence in maybe the 10th round, just to make sure that I don't lose out on that stack possibility. And then we'll definitely want to pick up one of Beasley, Sanders, Davis, potentially two. There goes Marquise Brown, because Beasley's getting pretty close to the top of the team fit list. And I don't want to miss that. So I think I'm going to go someone else here than Trevor Lawrence, and then we're going to start picking off some of those Buffalo wide receivers. So I'm thinking I'm going to end up going running back here. Noah Fant goes. A lot of running backs in the ADP section. Top of the team fit is Tony Pollard, which feels fine to me. Actually, I'm going to go Kenyon Drake. I think it's a better combination. Drake is second. They're basically the same. I like that Drake had an RDP like 30 spots ahead of Pollard. So let's grab Drake. And now we're going to be set up for putting in the plan of everybody else that we have. So there goes Brady. Bob, you said, I guess a tool like Wingman, I'll put it up on the screen. I guess a tool like Wingman becomes more valuable as the rounds progress. Yeah, like anybody can draft Derrick Henry in the 4 spot, but now the planning piece of this, getting Derek Carr highlighted because I have Waller, or Tua highlighted because I have Parker, or Trevor Lawrence. I think that's all really, really helpful information. So there goes Curtis Samuel. But yeah, this 10th round pick, I'm going to Trevor Lawrence. That's just happening. Probably too early, but it's fine. Hurts, Marvin Jones. Because, I mean, in theory, Lawrence is the next ADP, or, one of the next few ADP quarterbacks behind Stafford, Lance, Tannehill. So I guess in theory, I got to hope that he gets to me. We got Pittman. Appreciate that, King, right? At this point, I'm already sort of pot committed. There goes Tannehill. From a team fit perspective, Tony Pollard's still at the top of this list. Melvin Gordon looking like the guy that needs to get taken here, just from an ADP position. There goes Goddard. There goes Stafford. All right, this is going to get a little nerve-wracking. But I like rolling the dice on Lawrence as well. And then that'll free me up to just take whatever I like moving forward. And again, here's the team so far. Allen, Henry, Carson, Chark, Chenault, Michael Thomas, Waller, Parker, Kenyon, Drake. Logan Thomas, almost missed it. Burrow. This coffee is good right now. It's hitting the spot. Yeah, Jay, that is a problem. Week 13 and 14 buys are real tough. Not ideal for Derrick Henry or for Devontae Parker, but all right, there goes Edwards. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 6 more picks until it's me. And we can lock down Trevor Lawrence as QB2. Elijah Moore. Three to go. There goes Singletary. I like that pick. Two to go. There goes Tanyan. And there goes Trey Lance, which means I am not taking any further risks. I will take Trevor Lawrence. That locks me into my two quarterbacks. There goes Tony Pollard, which would have been a fun grab, but Terrace Marshall, Zach Moss. Oh, things are moving now. Moss, Gage. St. Brown, Ruggs. I'm moving too slow now. All team fit, top of the list. Philip Lindsay. I'm going to take Zach Ertz, actually. Yeah, I'm going Ertz. I wanted to get my second tight end out of the way. Coming up third in team fit right now. Probably took him earlier than I wanted to, but I wanted to lock that down. Probably too quick. Wasn't totally ready for that one, if we're going to be perfectly honest. Starting to get to that point of the draft where things get a little squirrely. There goes Fields. There goes Philip Lindsay. I already do that? Nope. Got him. But as you can see, like all of this information just continues to stay updated, continually re-ranking all of the players that are available against each other. Leaves you perfectly set up for all of your picks. Honestly, this, like, I'm not fully prepared for an NFL draft. I'm more than comfortable saying that. But to be able to use a tool like Draft Wingman, it's all here for me. The decisions are made so that I don't have to think about it at all. And the Underdog site is perfect. This works really easy. All of my information is very clearly in front of me. So now we need to start thinking about other wide receivers for the Bills. I'll probably grab two of them if we're being honest. There goes Bateman. Because we still have 7 more rounds to go. There goes Irv Smith. Yeah, because there's not really, I mean, like, I don't really have any other interest in anything else. So it's just going to be, you know, maybe like 1 or 2 more running backs and then all wideouts. There goes Fournette. I was wondering when he was going to go. Oh, we got a lot of eyeballs in here right now. Appreciate having you guys at 9 o'clock in the morning, all super randomly. Myers. Nelson Aguilar. We're going to be up a couple more picks, but I'm thinking one more wide or one more running back, and that's going to be basically it. And then I think I'm going to grab Cole Beasley before I grab anybody else. Oh, there goes Sanders, so that's annoying. Now I'm definitely grabbing one of those guys. There goes Marcus Callaway. Unfortunately, Sanders gets popped. Brian Edwards goes. Roethlisberger goes. 2 more picks before we get to whoever I'm supposed to take. Where's Gesicki? There's Gesicki. There's Jonnu Smith. So top of my list right now is in the running back side, but I could go to Allen Lazard. If we're just looking from an ADP perspective, David Johnson would be close to the top of this list. I'm going to go to Lazard, though. Well, actually, if I'm going to go to Lazard, I think I can get Beasley on the way back around. Or do I go Jalen Reagor? Let's go Lazard. All right, so we take Lazard, top of the team fit list. Oop. Mark that down wrong. I drafted. So I accidentally clicked Lazard for drafted. Now I add him back to my team. That's simple to fix it. Jamal Williams goes. Darrell Williams goes. Cole Beasley goes. Oh, see, that was a mistake on my part. McKissick goes. Missing Cole Beasley is a gigantic mistake on my part. That's for sure. So unquestionably, Gabriel Davis. Oh, Gabriel Davis went too. So I missed all of my Buffalo stacks. Hey guys, if you ever wanted to watch someone do a draft poorly, you just did. You just did. All right. So top of the list for team fit. I'm going Jalen Reagor. I did not expect both of those guys to go in that spot, but I guess I should have. Everett goes. Big time mistake on my part. Go Josh Allen rushing touchdowns. Here's an idea. How about just doing it yourself if you're going to do this just auto draft? What's the fun in doing it this way? I'm not entirely sure you understand what's happening here, man. This is not this is providing all of the information for me and laying out my blueprint. AJ Green goes. Fun in doing it this way is knowing where value exists. Just because I missed it. I tried to have my cake and eat it too. I tried to wait it out, which did not work. But look, we're going to be doing a couple more of these, really dialing in our process. Is there anybody else we should really be looking at right now? Probably not. There goes Evan Ingram. Malcolm Brown. There goes Matt Ryan. I think there's some value there. So what do we got left? 5 spots to go. Moving pretty good. I don't hate the team. I didn't expect all 3 of those Buffalo guys to go so quickly. All right, Cole Kmet. Yeah, just didn't expect it to break that like that. Been watching you since it was just you doing shows and the just me and Jake Hari. Is the 25% off NFL still good? I believe so. Let me check in a second here. Madison, David Johnson. Yes. Okay. So Bob's question is the 25% off NFL annual package still good? It is still good through today. That ends today. So if you're looking to get in with it, today is the last day that you can do so. Today being Monday, August 23rd. Trevor Williams goes. Paris Campbell goes. Traquan Smith goes. And I am really, really not happy with my drafting. But if I'm being honest, this is the third draft I've done and only the second with our sort of setup. And it's a lot easier for sure. But I have not been ready for the NFL, but this is a stark awakening for me. There goes Valdez-Scantling. So we're going to basically just go BPA at this point. Team fit at the top is James White, although we could also go to Lat Murray. And I think Lat Murray is probably going to be the guy that I'm most interested in here. So we grab Latavius Murray. He is now officially on my team. Welcome to the team, Lat Murray. Palmer. Ooh. Zach Wilson. Naheem Hines. Adam Troutman. When you get to the end, it's probably quicker to just search for people. We've got probably enough running backs. There's David Carr. So from a team fit perspective, Austin Hooper at the top. I actually kind of like that. I got 15 seconds. Doesn't really want me to go wide receiver right now. I'm going to grab Hooper. That'll end tight end for me. I think he could be in for a decent year. Has a little bit of upside. So now I think the rest of this is just going to be running backs and wideouts. Yeah, Jay, I think that has gone by the wayside at this point. Poor drafting on my part. Ooh, Fitzmagic. What do we got left? 3 to go. And it's just really grab talent at this point. I'm going to look a little bit higher into our upside column when I sort by team fit so I could really just, hope for the best. But ultimately, not happy with my draft. I would not give it a very good ranking if I'm grading it personally. There goes Baker. Ooh, Perryman. Yeah, using the tool while you draft is pretty easy. It would be a lot harder. It's definitely a lot harder trying to talk as well. But if you're just doing both of these at the same time, obviously you could have them on 2 separate monitors too. That works if you have that ability. I can't share 2 monitor screens at the same time. Otherwise, no one will be able to see anything. But I think this is working out pretty well. Sammy Darnold. Coming down the home stretch. KJ Hamler. There goes Kirk. But yeah, we're going to be looking for upside for these next couple picks, likely at the wide receiver spots. And then we're done. But I hope that this is showing you guys how easy it is to use this draft wingman tool to just track yourself of where people should be going, where people are going, how they fit in your roster. It's all right there for you. Makes it a lot easier, especially for people that sort of have a plan in place. Unlike me, who is sort of winging it with the wingman. It helps to, have a baseline knowledge, but you don't need it. I'm showing you that clean as day. I'm a dummy. And I explain why I'm saying my draft is poor. Yeah, Izzy, absolutely. So I set myself up by going Josh Allen, where I should have been looking more aggressively towards any more of his pass catchers. And while I bookmarked those guys, I didn't pull the trigger fast enough. I tried to have my cake and eat it too. And it ended up with me not getting any of those guys for the stack. And that was a mistake. Like when I took Lazard or Rager, that should have just been Beasley. I just felt like I was going a little bit too early. Blake Jarwin goes. So now I am on the clock. Team fit at the top. I'm not going QB or running back right now. So I do want to look to the wide receiver list. Kadarius Toney is at the top of this with a decent chunk of upside. So Toney coming in, drafted. I think I just did that again. I did. I didn't put him on my team. Toney, done. Hide drafted. See, that's simple. If you make a mistake, you fix it immediately. So we got 2 spots left to go. I've got two QBs, 4 running backs, 7 wideouts, 3 tight ends. Probably going to go 1-1, but we'll see. Donald Parham goes. There goes Goff. Jared Cook. Shad Penny. So yeah, I'm expecting my next 2 picks to be running back and wideout. Ebron. And shout out to the 50 people that are here. Thanks for hitting that like button. Appreciate it. One pick away. Make your pick, Razor 33. Come on, man. All right. Williams goes. Means I am going to team fit. Highest rank is James White. I'm not going to get too cute. I'm going to just grab James White. And now we're on to my final pick, which is 1,000% going to be a wideout. Just don't know who that's going to be quite yet. All right, so Diami Brown, Evan Coleman. This was a fun draft, guys. Thank you for hanging out here for a bit. It's a good time. We're going to do more of these. I've got at least 2 more planned for the rest of this week and into next week. So, yeah, I totally agree, King, right? Just a mistake. Just a mistake. You live and you learn, guys. You live and you learn. I thought that I could wait them out a little bit further. I was not correct. I didn't think they would all immediately go. I thought that I would definitely get 1 and potentially 2, and instead I got 0, like a moron. Supposed to clean my office today. Almost down the home stretch. So if anybody has any further questions, be sure to tweet me at Josh Engleman. We could put that up on the screen. I missed a couple picks here, so I better catch up. So McKinnon, Arnold, Anton Evans. Are you guys going to be doing any 12-team mocks too, or just best ball? I assume just best ball, because mostly this is just to show the tool other than anything else. So I assume it's going to be just best ball, but I'm not. I don't totally know for sure. And from Fresno with the super chat, thanks again for the content. Happy to have it, man. Appreciate the super chat. Happy to do this type of content. I love being able to share my screen, show you guys what I'm doing, and let you guys learn from my mistakes. That's for sure, because I certainly made them. You guys were probably pulling your hair out watching this thing. Mondre Stevenson, Mo Alley, Cox. Kelsey or Hill for week 1? I'm not the guy for that answer. There goes Dawson Knox. Tyler Croft. Can't believe this went the full hour. But we are almost there. Final pick coming. There goes Jimmy G. I am on now. We're taking number 1 wideout remaining because that's what I want. Cephas. I'm going Van Jefferson. Like the upside. Boom. Van Jefferson, come on down. That is the team. Allen, Henry, Carson, Chark, Chenault, Thomas, Waller, Parker, Trevor Lawrence, Kenyon Drake, Lat Murray, James White, Lazard, Rager, Tony, Jefferson, Ertz, and Hooper. We done, y'all. Let's finish off this draft, though. But that is it for me. Donovan Peoples-Jones. Sony. And the final pick of the draft. Solomon 27, make your pick, man. Come on. Come on. Like I mentioned, don't use my drafting as anything that you should rely on. Use the way that I use this tool as the thing that you should rely on, because Draft Wingman was awesome. Everything that I could have hoped for, ran this draft perfectly for me. The person to blame is me by not taking enough bills for the stack. Solomon 27, just put the pick in. The time is up. Show me who it is. I hope you guys got an idea of how to use this tool. I hope it was as easy as I was trying to make it seem. You're only really worried about clicking draft or my team. It's that simple. The draft is over. Well, who'd they take? Does it just not show you? Do I just have to leave to figure it out? Draft over. Is there like a complete button? Now it's just... All right. Well, that one's over. We are done here, folks. Seriously, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you have further questions, be sure to either tweet at me, at Josh Engleman, or tweet at Awesemo Fantasy so that you can get a little bit of update on anything that's happening here. But use that promo code WR. Come in and get our draft tools. They're fantastic. Draft Wingman made that a breeze. I can't blame the tool for me being bad at it, but we're going to do more of these throughout the week. Draft Wingman is here to stay, everybody, and it's going to get better and better. So if you have suggestions for it, please let us know. Anything you want to see, please let us know. But thank you guys so much for being here. Honestly, this was really fun to do. I like dipping my toe in the NFL waters from time to time. I'm going to have to get them to build a NBA best ball one. Maybe that could be my niche. But thank you guys so much. Hit that like button on your way out the door. Subscribe to the channel and keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to be doing more of these, walking through some more of our tools, mock draft Wingman, best ball top stacks, and more, plus our rankings. So thank you guys. Enjoy your Monday. Welcome back to this work week. I will talk to you guys again later.